Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the 1-year anniversary of the ABV Barrel Shop. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Joyce, Tim Swyatt, and Jeff from Iowa.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hello, hello.
Hey, so yes, today is the actual day, our 1-year anniversary. We had a big party at the shop today, a bunch of people there. Had Adam Stump, and we're talking probably 27 people times 2, 54 people in these 2 classes. So yeah, cool stuff. And yeah, just a great time today. And really riding a wave of excitement and enthusiasm about that. But I'm here to podcast today. So we'll talk about that after the break, 1 year, and what we think about all that. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Tim said he's got something for right now. What is that, Tim?
Yeah, so on the day that we're recording this is July 9th. If you go back into your Instagram feeds, if you follow McNew, and she's allowed you to follow her, I should say, she put a nice little taunt out there to Lenny Eckstein. She said, if you search out pool sandwiches, you find a lot of great recipes out there. So I'm concerned that Lenny may not be okay after reviewing this post because McNew's sandwich looked pretty elegant. And, you know, with Jeff not being here for a while, Jeff, I'm sure you've heard the debate we've had about sandwiches, as Steve Swyatt on the set talking here. Yeah. So Lenny has a very strong position on sandwiches, and I won't even go into my opinion with Evan Van Stuyt about burritos or anything in a tortilla also being qualified as a sandwich.
Yeah, right.
Jeff, what's your take on sandwiches? I think for the rest of the group, if you do Google pool sandwiches, is that peasant food or is that Lenny-esque quality type of stuff that if you have a sandwich at the pool, does that change things? I know this is an odd topic, but this is McNew was totally trolling Lenny in this post. If you haven't seen it yet, trust me.
Did he respond? Did he respond?
As of the recording of the show, he has not responded yet, but McNew did respond to me saying that Lenny would probably think this is peasant's food.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wow.
Thinks all sandwiches are fucking peasant food because
he does.
Apparently we're all fucking peasants around here.
Right. Right.
God forbid you put shredded cheese on anything, Lenny. I mean, come on.
Yeah. He doesn't go for shredded cheese either.
Freshly grated.
Right.
No better.
What are you confused about? What do you need to know, Katie?
Wait, I heard sandwiches and then I heard shredded cheese.
We did a whole show talking about sandwiches or a whole small talk, and I said, is it acceptable to interchange shredded cheese with sliced cheese?
Gotcha.
I said on a sandwich. I said if you generally would use
generally
you're always going to use sliced cheese on a sandwich.
I
said, would you ever interchange shredded cheese? And we're like, Lenny, what do you think? And Lenny goes, I don't eat sandwiches. That's for poor people.
Oh, I can make a gourmet ass sandwich.
Well, no. Not good enough for Lenny. Absolutely fucking not.
Right.
No chance. Yeah. So, Jeff, what do you think about sandwiches? You know that you can only go one way here unless you really want to stand your ground on something else. Otherwise, you're going to get destroyed. Just letting you know.
Nope. Sandwiches are for everybody. They are. The thing is, I'm not eating a sandwich at the pool, though. I'm not getting that bread.
A whole nother debate too. I was like, "What are you doing? Sandwiches at a pool?"
Right.
What do you eat by the pool? What do you eat by the pool?
If you toast the bread, then it works great. I wouldn't do regular bread. I have to toast the bread.
I guess if you're jumping in the pool, yeah, I guess like you don't want like soggy, wet, like
don't eat in the
you're
pool
laying
though.
in a tube or whatever.
You order like a 14-foot sub to the pool. You know, I mean, it's going to get
Mustard
soggy with wet
spilling in your
hands.
pool.
What do you eat by the fucking
Exactly.
pool, Tim?
What am I eating at the pool? I'm eating nachos. I'm eating
What's the
quesadilla.
fucking difference between that and a sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to be. So it's not.
I mean, I grew up in the 70s. You got to take an hour out of after you eat.
Yes.
My mom would come get me. If I would
I
jump in
gotta
that
eat
pool, right, without waiting an hour, I'd cramp up and fall in the bottom. Mom, it's 4 feet. I'm taller than that. No, you cramp up. Your body's just a massive
Cramp up into a ball and drown. Doesn't matter if you're taller.
My
Correct,
mom
you can
knows.
drown.
My mom knows, as did every other mom on Conless Drive when I was
We
growing up.
literally ate sandwiches on the lake and would jump into the lake after eating a sandwich. We'd have
That's the best.
a bun, like a dollar bun, like the little buns with like some summer sausage and like
I don't
eat
know
that
about
and then
this.
like dive into the lake. Like I don't get.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if that comes through. This is what McNew's eating at the
I
pool.
understand, but what's wrong with that?
Pool sandwiches
why
on
are you
Pinterest.
so upset?
So many wonderful ideas. Like,
Pool
this looks like there's
sandwiches.
Gouda. This looks like a Lenny sandwich though, because
Uh-huh.
the bread looks like focaccia or
why are
focaccia,
you
depending on
mad about pool
your
sandwiches, Tim?
opinion.
Your opinion.
Why are you
Like,
mad
that's-
about pool sandwiches?
Tim doesn't
I'm
like
mad
pool
about
sandwiches.
pool sandwiches because I feel like you're combining two different things that shouldn't be done. Because you shouldn't eat before you swim. You need to at least wait at least 45 minutes. I agree with Steve. It should be
Yeah.
booze,
Yeah.
shaved ice, and maybe some quesadillas.
Okay, here's my question. Which of the fucking five of us is actually going goddamn swimming at the pool?
Right.
I can tell
our asses
by the
on a
five of
raft.
us, none of us are actually swimming at the pool. We're not
No.
going Olympic diving at the pool. We are
Yeah.
literally the only thing that the five of us are doing at the pool is sitting with our asses in the pool, maybe.
Yep.
I could still cramp up.
No,
You can cramp up and drop like a rock.
Doing what activity? We're sitting still.
sitting.
Yeah, fighting a cramp is your
Sure.
activity. Yeah,
Yeah, the water
The-
reacts.
My
Yeah. The
favorite
water
food
reacts with the food in your
This
belly,
is
and
the-
it just
Yeah.
cramp
and
up.
on a float all day
Boomer
long.
thing.
Hawaiian roll sandwiches, and they are delicious. Buffalo
Mhm.
chicken with pepperoni Hawaiian roll sandwiches
Fantastic.
on the
Absolutely.
float on the river all day
Great.
long. Perfect.
Great. And are you dead? Oh, you're not dead, Katie.
No, I have yet
thought
to
you'd be
die
dead.
in the river. I mean,
You're-
there's
You
been other
didn't drown?
sketchy shit,
Yeah.
but
Let me tell you something. Now, this isn't a sandwich in the pool story, but when I played football in high school, I got very dehydrated, and I came home, drove home, and then I get into my room, and as I'm starting to take, and this was summer practice. This was 2 days, and it was incredibly hot and just worn out. All of a sudden, my body, full body cramp. And I dropped to the floor, and I'm stuck. I'm like screaming. I mean, I'm in pain, and it's
On your
everywhere.
back like a turtle.
Full body cramp.
Yes.
And my mom was like, see, this is what would happen if you ate a sandwich in the pool.
Did
And
you
let
ever
me
try
tell you something,
eating
I
a
couldn't
That'll
banana?
teach you.
Have you ever tried eating
food would have
banana?
killed me. I couldn't.
Potassium?
you're in the pool though. You could
Not in
drink
the
the
80s we
pool
didn't
water
do
and not be dehydrated.
Well, you're going to drink chlorinated pool water, which will
Yeah.
dehydrate
No,
you
it's
even more.
pea water.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
mostly
It is
water.
people. That's a whole other
Dehydrated.
debate.
My
you're
sister,
willing
her
to eat a
friends were in there.
sandwich in a
There's pea
pool-
water. Yeah.
If you're willing to eat a sandwich in the pool and dribble lettuce all over you and mustard and clean it off by putting yourself off the raft into the pool,
How are you
you're
eating
also
it? Just shoving it in your
still
face?
urinated in a pool every once in a while.
Ah.
How do you eat a
What
fucking
we
sandwich?
did,
Tim?
my parents had a storage shed, and so my parents couldn't see. You'd go whiz behind the storage shed. Me and all my buddies, we'd get out of the pool, jump behind the pool, you go behind. Everybody knew you were taking a piss. Now the funny thing is, it opens up to the back. The neighbors behind you can see everything, and you're pissing towards them at that point. So I'm not sure. As I think back, that was really the best plan, but that's what we did. I'm sure the neighbors like these fucking kids in the swimming, pissing into our yard through that fence. Yeah.
Keep the daughters away.
fucking
Lock
time.
them up in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
You don't need to see this.
What are you gonna
You
do?
don't
What
need
are
to
you
see
gonna
the neighbor kid's wiener.
do? Yeah. So many wieners. Yeah. So many wieners. Thank God they didn't have iPhones back then. They could.
Then there was the one guy that never got out.
Yeah.
It's a wonder if somebody made wieners that come in gummies and into a bag.
Yeah.
That would be something if that idea
That would be
came up.
something. Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah.
Sent a whole bunch of those.
A
So,
bunch of
does anybody watch CBS Sunday morning? Because I got another question that
Steve,
dovetails.
I am 35.
Okay.
Yes,
you
she
should watch
does.
it.
I only
Yeah, just watch-
stream
she watch-
shows. I don't.
Okay. So you need to watch the segment. They had a segment where, and I guess it's starting to take off, where they pull some cells from an animal. Then they can grow meat like chicken breast.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They grow chicken breast.
It's
What?
amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
all
saying
for
like, it tastes just like the regular everything.
Well,
You
yeah,
can't
it's-
tell the difference
it's
between
meat.
this and the regular chicken. It's
It's just like lab grown meat. It's incredible.
does it worry you at all? I mean,
No, I mean,
Oh.
I eat Taco Bell. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not concerned.
That is a very well touche point there, Katie.
guess
Yes,
so,
I eat
yeah.
Taco Bell. I'm good.
now, now
You
is
do
there
take
any
your life in your hands.
somebody with a vegan lifestyle like Lenny? No animal was killed for this, by the way.
Right.
Is it just anti-meat or is it anti-killing of an animal?
And it's
Because-
better for the environment too, because I know
Right.
some people who are vegan because of the environmental impact.
Is
and
this
it's
going to
way
be okay
less environmental
for
impact.
vegans? Because right away the wife says, "No, that's still meat. They don't eat meat." I'm like, well, they don't eat meat
No.
because of the killing
Yeah.
of the animals. I'm
Right.
thinking this might be okay. I don't know. I don't know though. I'm,
I
not
could
gonna-
see it being
I'm no expert
a
myself.
great option because some vegan people that end up having health issues if
'Cause they
their
can't eat
body
they're not
isn't
gonna get enough
reacting
protein.
correctly. Yeah.
yeah.
And so some people can handle it no problem. Some people their body ends up
Oh,
needing
Lenny's
different
built
things.
for it. Yeah, he's like
And
5'2".
so I could see it being a fantastic option for people who are not wanting an
Okay.
animal product, but they're end up needing the different nutrients. Oh
Yeah.
my,
This
amazing.
could be big for vegans like Lenny. So yeah,
Be good for Lenny. Lenny would then be built for speed and pleasure if he can do
Oh,
this.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
my God. That's a sentence I think we could have gone our lives without.
He's built for speed and pleasure.
Okay. Becca, would you eat that? Would you eat
Oh,
that? Me either. If
You
I-
eat
You're going
everything.
to eat it without knowing it is the
except
thing.
for
It's-
sea bugs.
Go get a
Um,
McDonald's chicken sandwich. It's going to show up in it. Like
You get a
at some
McRib.
point
You
it
get a
will.
McRib. You're gonna eat.
I
this.
don't eat McRibs.
No, neither do I. That's
Oh
true.
God, no. Yeah, I
God,
did
no.
once in like high school. It was bad.
I'm fine
even
with the weird chicken paste that they put out, I guess, for like chicken nuggets. I'm not gonna replace meat with fake
Right.
meat.
They
Like,
said right now it's more expensive, but as they scale up, they can actually offer it cheaper
Yeah.
than chicken.
I'm not
breast.
gonna
So-
be replacing a fucking steak with a weird lab grown steak. Like,
You
there's
know, it's gonna be
just-
so weird. Yeah,
I'd rather.
lab grown steak. They got plants. It's just I'm harvesting our steaks.
Yeah, like I'd rather have a
pick me a
real.
ribeye,
Now,
okay?
now I'll
They
say
could,
this:
like-
when it comes to like the weird processed shit that I'm already eating, like Taco Bell,
right.
McDonald's nuggets, whatever. Like
White
Lord only
Castle.
knows like how many people I've probably ate at this point. Dogs, hamsters, cockroaches, all
Fingers.
those things. You never know.
Fingers.
Like
No
all those
lobster
things.
though. She's not
Especially
eating any
when
damn
it's
lobster.
Oh,
grind
no
it up
sea
and
bugs.
Put it with seasoning
Oh.
and like when it's not actually like just the piece of meat that you're focusing on as well. Like, eh.
Yeah,
Like if you made it into a sandwich, then you'd eat it.
Oh, we'll make a point.
sandwich,
A
perchance?
sandwich, yes. Next time Lenny's on, we're going to ask him about
Poor
this.
people?
This new
if
meat.
you have
though.
that poor people meat, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Kenny. Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Neely's here.
Mr. Neely's here. Look, it's Jeff from Iowa's here. How about
Jeff
that?
Mayo's here.
You believe it?
What's up, Jeff?
That's
Hey,
Iowa's
congratulations.
Iowa's Bourbon
How
you
fan.
doing?
Yeah,
Akeley?
He can't hear you guys, but
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
can you hear them say hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
this
been
is Jeff
cutting
from
fucking
Iowa.
trees down on the
He's,
side of the
he's been
interstate.
cutting trees
Oh,
down
the
on the
tree-
side of the
that
interstate.
project, yeah.
Ooh,
Were they lab grown trees?
rough.
They were lab grown.
I think he just incriminated
Cutting
himself on
down
the show.
them trees.
I don't think you're supposed to be cutting down trees on the side of the highway, by the way. So probably best we don't talk about that. He's the
Yeah,
one who
no.
did
Edge
it.
of their property
Clean
close
that
to
up in
the
editing.
highway. He was just
Yeah.
telling her where on their own acreage, Steve,
Oh.
for
Yeah.
on
Sure.
air.
Wink,
They
why did
call
you
it-
wink there? Why did you
They
wink?
call the little path that goes out to the lake the highway. So
There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yes,
There's inside
Exactly.
Jeff.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
It's the
That's
Akeley
good enough.
Highway.
Hey,
You know?
hey,
It's good
How many
enough.
times he spends a night? there.
taxes. We own a little bit of everything, right?
Oh yeah, just say that when they come for you.
Yeah.
They love that. That's
And
the one of
really,
their
they would
favorites.
have to pay for that maintenance if it's going near
I
any
know.
like power lines as well.
Like,
so
you're
you're
welcome.
saving money. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're saving money. Sure.
Saving taxpayers' dollars.
You're actually
That's right.
you're not even requesting a refund or a deduction for that work as well.
Neely
Yeah.
Public Service right there for you.
exactly.
I would say the Neely family's a member of the people.
That's why I
People
asked,
in
was it
mind.
court ordered or something?
No.
Is it community service?
What we never discovered is, does Jeff like sandwiches?
Yes. Like to, oh, okay.
Yes, I thought so.
I'm
You're
not
normal.
eating
You're
sandwiches
normal.
sandwiches by the pool, but sandwiches are a go. Now the shredded cheese thing, how do you keep it from falling out of the sandwich?
You don't
No,
have to
I
melt
agree
it.
that I don't think that shredded cheese
not
and
ideal.
sliced cheese is interchangeable.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
If you had to do it though, you could.
No.
If I
You
had
can do
only shredded, I would do it, but I would have to melt it. So you have to like
Yeah,
then
hot.
toast
Yeah,
You gotta
you
melt
like
it. You gotta have it
Turn
hot.
up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, get a panini.
Basically turned
There
it
you go.
into a slice.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Sure.
But
It's
Anyways.
time to drink.
You like press
On that
it
note,
together?
Sure. It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to start, actually. I got Black
God,
Dog.
we didn't even make it to the drink yet.
Black Dog. Slide on the set. Oh!
Whoa.
That's
Nice.
good. That was good.
did you say Black Dog? Is that what you drink?
Black Dog, yeah.
Is it like, is that made by Patrick Swayze?
No.
The Black Dog running at you in the night?
You wouldn't believe who made this if I told you. Yeah.
You should tell me then.
I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know if I'm
I
supposed
didn't know
to.
we were supposed
The-
to
the-
drink secret
the-
whiskey on this show that we put out to the
Yeah.
public.
Interesting. So it's a sourced product. It's a sourced product. It's a source brand, and I don't know. I know who made it, and then, but I don't know that the company Four Dogs Distilling wants that out there.
That
see?
was
There
very
you go.
good timing.
Dog agrees.
Very good
Right,
timing
right.
on
Yep.
that.
That's right.
Well done.
Yeah, for
Thanks,
sure.
Midas.
Yeah. All right. Jeff from Iowa, what do you got?
What do I have? I have. This isn't very well loved, but I've actually been saving this. I've got OG Buzzard's Roost, like first edition, the single barrel.
Single barrel. Okay. That was good. It's not going to be good enough. But it was good. Decent. All right. Next up is going to be Katie.
Well, I'm going to switch up what I'm doing. I will also do Buzzard's Roost then to match Jeff. I've got Toasted Barrel.
Barrel.
I've got cat on my lap here, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, that's decent. I forgot to pour mine. We got in that discussion. I
was like, what the fuck just happened?
I thought you froze up like
Yeah,
5
I'm like,
minutes ago.
how is she still moving? Wow, that was a good
That's
pop.
first. Katie had the mystery pop.
He knew he had a good 10 seconds still till I was ready, so he knew it was safe.
I had time. I knew I had time with Katie going, yeah. All right. Okay. Good, but not good enough. It's actually my 2 pops were both ahead of
Yes.
yours, so you got
Steve's
third.
second one was still better.
Yes. All right,
Double
Becca,
pop.
what do you got?
I pulled this one out of retirement because this was just like up in our little whiskey room. I've got some.
Hold on 1 second.
This is interrupting
this.
everyone's cork pop.
I've got one too that's the same way. I found this in my house. It's dusty like yours.
Yeah, like it's dusty as shit. I
I'll have
literally
one of those.
to our
We
whiskey.
all got our 1792 dusty.
Yeah, I've got like all our stuff that is like just down here that like just
Yeah.
we get. And then we had all of our stuff that was packed away from like moving and
Yes,
things.
yeah.
And I was like, know what? I like pull out the exact same fucking bottles all the time. I should go up into the whiskey room and actually pull out a bottle that I don't really have, which this is the
I'm gonna clean this one
12
up. So
year
next
old
one.
1792 that has not been opened in at least 3.5 years. Probably.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what's about to happen. Probably nothing. Probably another cork rot. It's probably gonna just crumble into pieces because it hasn't been turned on its side. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens.
Wow.
That 3 years. has
Becca, are
been
you
good.
okay? Did you put a muscle on that one?
What? I can't hear anything.
Yours are still ringing.
I'm like shell shocked.
All right, Becca's got the lead. Yes. All right.
Fantastic.
All right, fair enough. I'm holding on hope because next show I'm going to do my dusty 1792. All right, Tim, you're last but not.
Well, let me come in last here again, but it's not due to the bottling facility or this whiskey. This is Planters
Okay, Planters.
from the ABV Barrel Shop. I would say
Probably
fairly
bottled
well
by
loved.
Katie. Katie usually
Yes.
runs her
Bottled by
bottling.
Katie. Yes,
Yeah,
bottled
yeah.
by Katie. So I'm away from the microphone here a little bit. Let's wait and see. Nothing on my side.
I did hear somewhat of like a
Like a snap,
Like a click, yeah, or something.
Yes.
There you go. Cheers on that.
Yes, everybody.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, it's been 1 year of the ABV Barrel Shop. We'll talk about that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hello, this is Brian Nation of Keeper's Heart Whiskey. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. It is the 1 year anniversary of the ABV Barrel Shop.
Yes, it is. So this happened on July 9th as we record this, and I don't know when this is actually coming out, but we just celebrated the 1 year anniversary today, which was very fun, and we kind of had a whole weekend dedicated to 1 year, and Tim was part of it. Tim kicked us off with our first activity on Friday night. He did a whiskey tasting at the shop of some Canadian whiskey that he tied into Rush, telling stories about his favorite band of all time. And I gave him a little bit of a hard time because I famously don't like Rush, but I was respectful. I respect the fact that someone likes a band, and just like you have to respect people who don't like whiskey.
Steve, there's mutual respect there because your love for Flock of Seagulls, I do fully respect that as well. So just understand that. The door swings both ways.
Yeah, the Flock of Seagulls hair I had back in the 80s, yes. It's unfortunately all gone now.
Who was the biggest surprise person at the ABV Barrel Shop this past weekend, which was a few weekends ago?
Big surprise. Well, I mean, you had the Ewalds and the Robinsons, drove in too, besides, Tim, but we knew Tim because he's doing events, but they had the Ewalds and the Robinsons, which is really, really cool stuff.
Always.
So that was neat. We had some people show up that hadn't been there in a long time. Which is good. My mom showed up too, of course.
Sandy.
There's cake involved, so my mom.
She's there for that.
Yeah, she definitely
Sandy's
showed up
present.
for that. Yeah, Sandy came in and she bought some Majescas. She loves those Majescas, chocolates from Art Eatables. So
if Sandy's there, you should always go.
Yeah, I should. She's fun. She's fun to talk to. Oh yeah.
I find Katie being oddly silent in this
Katie
one.
was not there.
Doesn't Katie only live 55 minutes away?
Yeah, Tim was there.
Really
Tim
surprising. Katie once again was not there.
That's weird.
Yeah, Katie didn't make it in.
Strange.
She's too busy.
If I lived only 55 minutes away, Steve, I would have been there.
You would have been there.
For
I
sure.
appreciate that.
Jeff would have been there.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have made my day. But yeah, wasn't meant to be. Yeah. Adam Stumpf hadn't been in there in a long time because he hasn't been able to sell barrels. So we famously had one of his barrels when we opened up the shop, and then it sold out within 2 weeks, and we haven't had any since. So it was kind of neat to have him in there and doing that. So that was cool. And and then he brought even the barrels, that was a nice surprise. We had the actual barrels, and both of those sold too, because people wanted the barrel. We're actually on the barrel pick that wanted the barrels as a keepsake memento. So, yeah. So
how does it feel, Steve, to have been opened for 1 full year?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I feel like we had a dream to do something, and it feels like we're executing it. And everybody can say, "Well, of course you're." I don't know. A lot of what our idea was the interaction with the people that come in the door, and is it going to be what we think it is? And it's proven out to be that. We've created a place that people like to come and hang out to. Our idea wasn't to open yet another liquor store. We felt like that clearly is done and exists, and a place where you can come, walk in the door, pick up a bottle, and go to the checkout and walk out the door. That's not us. We're about coming in and having conversations, and that was the fun thing too. And we had people that don't come in all the time that got to see some of that, how that works. Because we have all these, people like the Robinsons in and stuff like that, and the Ewalds, and they're getting to see what the sales process is like, how we treat people that come in. And I get up, I don't care where I'm at. I get up and I go greet them at the door. I get up off my ass and go shake their hand and thank them for coming in, and then talk to them, and then find out what they like to drink, what they know about barrel pick. Some know, some don't. And then like to, have them look around and invite them over to the bar, and then, find out what we have that we think that they might like based on what they've told us that they like. And it's been fun to see that actually working, and the way it connects to people, and the way they like what we have going on. So it's cool.
It's awesome.
So Steve, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you think you would last this long working with Fosnot during this time? Or you found a way to coexist. This is for sure.
Yes, we have.
So that's great.
And there's anytime you enter into a relationship, there's the kind of a honeymoon phase. So we started out, and it was all friends and all on the same board, and then we hit a wall for a while where we butted heads actually quite a bit, and it seems like that's kind of ironed out, that's smoothed out, and now we've kind of got our groove where we each fit in the business. We each have roles that are a little bit defined, and we collectively work on everything together, and I think we're in a good place. So yeah, it's nice. It's really nice for sure. So yeah, I like working with Jim, and I don't know that I could do it with anybody else. Even
I would agree. You guys are a very good yin and yang between the two of you.
As much as I like, as much as I like every person that's even on this podcast, I don't know. The business couldn't work if I partnered with anybody else here, and that's not a shot at anyone here. It's just Jim and I have complementing skills. He likes paperwork and dealing with the government and getting our licensing and the payroll stuff and building things, none of which I'm good at. And I like writing and talking to people, and Jim, I like just casually talking to people. Jim likes the formal sessions of classes, and I like to have a class where it's just like what Tim was doing, just kind of a tasting where you're just kind of talking. Jim likes more of let's tie this into historical things and dates and all. I'm like, that's not my style. So we have two different styles, which I think is helpful. I don't think there's a better person for me to be in business with. So yeah,
agreed, 100%.
Yeah. What else do you guys want to know about?
What's been the hardest part about opening a business?
Yeah, the hardest part is we're in the alcohol business, which we know bourbon and all that, but we don't know all the rules and all that. It's a complicated business. And matter of fact, we got in trouble one time, and we'd like to talk about it. It's not a secret. We got in trouble because we didn't know all the rules, and it was actually a mistake that led to us. We got our tasting license, but we thought that when we got our liquor license, they at our city asked us, "Do you want?" I assume you want your tasting license as well. We said, oh, yeah. So we want to be able to pour things. Well, we thought because they said that's all we need. Well, they made a mistake. We're actually supposed to get our state tasting license, and then our county, and then our city, or whatever. I don't know, Jim knows the rules, how that goes. But we only had the city one, and they made a mistake in giving it to us. So the state shows up, which someone tipped them off to check this. God love people because it's public record. They can look it up. And a lot of people, what we found is another surprise is people don't like us, and not our customers. Fellow liquor stores don't like us. And distributors don't like us because we don't go through the normal channels. If I'm interested in a barrel pick with Garrison Brothers, I didn't call Gray Eagle, the distributor, and say, "Hey, can you help me get a?" I called Dan Garrison and said, "I want to get this," and he's like, "Yeah, oh heck yeah, we'll get you one." And so distributors don't like that, so we don't know who.
It's a little different. Yeah, you're pissing off the chain of command when it comes down to things how they roll.
Showed up early on and said, "We need to see your tasting license," and we didn't think anything about it. We said, "Here it is," and he's like, "Yeah, that's the city license. I need to see your state and license for this and your county license." I said, "Huh?" What? And he's like, "Okay, you're shut down." What? Yeah, it's like you can apply for it, and we'll fast track it to help you out because you're a new business. But we're
when you're doing something so different than what you're doing, you're blazing new trails, Steve. You're gonna get people who don't like the new trail because they haven't thought of it that way, this side or the other. You're gonna deal with that type of stuff, and that's why God bless the United States of America in competition, always innovating. And what you've done is something that is unique that nobody's doing right now.
I know
they're doing it on small scales, but they're not doing it like you are.
Yeah, and we because we basically eliminated the rest of the liquor store other than the barrel picks, and we thought, look at any liquor store, and when I think of a liquor store, you're talking about alcohol. Bourbon is only going to be a small part of that, or whiskey is going to be a small part of any liquor store, and then within that, we're focused on American whiskey. This is going to shrink it down even further, and then within American whiskey, we only do barrel picks. I mean, how much does that mean really to any store? What do they care what we're doing? We're a 1,000 square foot store. No, we shouldn't even be on the radar of anybody, but they don't like us. And all the people that come in town, come and see us, and they're like, "Why the hell why are you seeing these guys?" So it just gets them mad. So that's been different. That's been really something we done.
Well, you built the relationships and that hard work over since you started the ABV network. Since you had your everybody knows your career start. You built with relationships, and you've done all the hard work in there. And you're seeing people pay the dividends of that because you've done it right. Yeah.
What else do you guys want to know about?
I'm actually, as a super fan, I'm actually terrified of the success of the store, because is there ever going to be a point where you have to, hand over the podcast or anything like that, or become too busy with the store and all that? So
no, it won't be the store. The store is meant to be built up to hire people who can do the work, and Jim and I get to have the fun part of it.
Yeah, run itself. Sure, yeah.
So I don't see it that. I'm 55 years old. I'm not going to do this forever. I've always said that, and I'm going to transition out at some point. And I think it'll probably coincide with just signed a 3-year lease, and I think the 3-year lease is the 3-year lease of owning the store, actively being there and working it. It's also the 3-year lease of actively doing podcasts and stuff like that. As we get past that, I still may do them, but I would be more. I want to be you guys. Then let someone else put the shows together, send the notes, the emails, and all that. And you can invite me whenever you feel like you want to have Steve on the show. Then I'll come on and be that. That's what I want to be in about 3 years from now. So we'll see what happens. And same thing with the store. Still want to own the store. I just want to do the barrel picks and.
You want to be the old guy in the corner who's sitting there. Hey, come on over and come visit. Yeah. I'm here.
I want to be the Jimmy Russell of the ABV.
Exactly. You read my mind. You're in the rocking chair in the corner.
Yeah. Oh,
he's Papa.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. There he is. What else, Katie? What do you want to know?
Anything over the last year, either that you learned or that you guys did right that you would share with someone else starting a new business?
Yeah. I think that what I've done is I followed the track that I did with the ABV network. And again, some of that was just guessing and things like that, but he's coming in right away and starting this club, the Barrel Shop Syndicate. Again, it starts that community, and that's how you identify. And that's how, we're not tying it to dollars you spend in the store or anything like that. We're tying it to, hey, we do these events, we invite you to them, and we know who becomes our big supporters, who the people that like us, and you sign up for that sort of Barrel Shop Syndicate Club, you want to be involved, I think, and that's been good. Building a community is important, because I think that's the way to go. It's not just, it's measuring people on the joy that they bring to you while you're there, and hopefully you are providing joy and happiness to them too with what we're doing, and because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a place that entertains you in addition to selling you liquor, which we think we sell the best liquor in the world, but that's up to you guys to tell me if that's the case or not. So we'll try it for sure.
I thought you also were going to say is hiring good legal counsel, like somebody of the caliber of Katie Joyce. Local and knows all the stuff, even though it may not retain
everyone knows. I'll tell anyone. I love Katie Joyce because she is a great person, a great friend. She's invaluable to be able to touch base with someone who's an attorney. From time to time, we need that sort of help. That's nice. And Katie's been a great help, and she's always more than willing to help out. And I think that's awesome. So I'm a huge Katie fan for sure. For sure. We've had a user and stuff. Our building got sold recently. They're like, you got to sign this form. Well, we're just a tenant. I don't even know what we're signing. It's some Latin name of the form. What's whatever the thing's called. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, much less what I'm signing. Why do I got to sign something? I didn't sell the building. Yeah. So, but Katie's like, no, this is good. This is a good thing. So sign that. So we're like, oh, okay. We feel better. Yeah.
And I will say, Steve, that's as a consumer and a member of the syndicate and all that jazz, doing all the stuff to support the brand. What's nice to see is somebody who's trying to enjoy the benefits of the shop, what you bring, seeing you grow to bring on an employee like Darren, who's learning everything he's got it going on. And then seeing the employee of the month and the year, Barley, there constantly is great. The little things that you tie in to make that community, it does make sense to keep people coming back.
Yeah, the Darren thing has been really exciting for me because he's a young guy who was going to fall into a trap I saw many people fall into. I worked for Schnucks for 8 years, the grocery store, and that's who he worked for. And I saw people who got in there, and you think he's 24 years old, and he turned 24 after, he came on board with us. Basically, he was in the process of coming aboard when he turned 24. But I saw people who thought, well, I'm making good money, and then I can still go to the grocery store today, and I don't think they have great lives. They've got stuck in that because they're probably not making that much more than when I was working with them in the late 80s and early 90s. They get some cost of living type of raises, but not much. And I think it's a tough road. It feels like you're making a lot because that compared to some other retail jobs and things like that, it feels like, man, this is exciting, but it's not. It's a trap. It's a trap that they get you when you're young and lock you in. And I'm glad we can bring him on. And ultimately, long term, he's the guy for this, not only to run this organization, he's the guy to own this organization after Jim and I are finally out of this thing altogether. So that's going to be, that's our plan. Jim and I both have children. They have good jobs. They're well educated in fields that have nothing to do with bourbon and they don't want anything to do with a retail store. My daughter's a chemist. His son is an engineer, and they don't have any interest in that. They're doing their own thing, and they like the fact we've got this, and they're proud of us as their parents, and we are proud of them in their careers. So, but they have no interest in long term. We want this thing to go on, and if Darren can learn this and he can work hard and make lives easier for the couple of the old guys who want to have some fun from time to time. We go to Florida and stuff like that, and do things, hang out in Kentucky. We'll reward him with that. Could be his business long term.
And I saw that work hard ethic that you have going on there. You got a good one there because as somebody who's not only been in there as a consumer, but also now promoting his own brand, his own education, and letting me come in there and do a stupid little tasting on Canadian whiskey that you don't even have in the shop. You're not a Canadian whiskey shop and tie it to Rush for fans just because of our own community setting something up and me promising something. Seeing him step up and allowing you to do what you do best, and he knows his role, where he's coming from and where he's going. I can tell you, it was I was watching, and you've got somebody there who knows how to read between the lines and service, and
he works hard. Yeah,
he's
hustling. I tell you what, who has the fun jobs already is Jim and I. I mean, Jim loves working behind the bar. And, when one of these events is going on, you're going to see Jim transition behind the bar. You're going to see me go to the front of the store and glad hand. This is what I do, just talk to people. And then you're going to see Darren is get the glasses and take them back to the dishwasher. All the shitty stuff.
Doing all the stuff you got to do.
I'm proud of him. I mean, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's working hard, and it's cool to see. And it'll pay off for him for sure. So cool. It's been an exciting year. Anybody who's come into that store, if you're listening to this, thank you. That means the fact that you would even walk in the doors means the world to us, and giving us an opportunity to earn your business and show us what we have. That's all we want to do. Come in and talk to us. And you know what? If you don't like our whiskey, you don't have to buy. We'll let you try it. And if you don't want it, that's okay. We understand. But, and we might have things that you think you like. I mean, if you think you're into Blantons and all the Wellers and all those things in the world, we don't have those, but we think that there's some other really cool stuff out there. We'd like to introduce you to that. So stop by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me occasionally visiting the ABV Barrel Shop in person.
She's overdue.
Once I get my
occasionally
nice stock up, and they're tired of tripping over my bottles waiting for me.
We had this one almost selling out today, and Darren went over and grabbed it. To his credit, he's like, "We didn't get Katie one of these. I'm sure she's going to want those Stumpies." I'm like, you're probably.
That's another credit to Darren there. He messaged me the other day, like, "Hey, we're running low on this one. Do you have this one?" He's good. He's got it.
He's good. He's got it down. Yeah.
You can also find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right, Tim, how about you?
You can find me more often at the ABV Barrel Shop over the next 4 years as my son goes to school in St. Louis, as well as on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
I hope he goes to graduate school. All right, Jeff from Iowa, how about you?
You can send
I forgot how awkward this is.
Smoke signals from I don't have any.
If you're in Iowa, wave. Jeff.
We'll
find out. Yeah. All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us at that ABV Barrel Shop. At a minimum, sign up for email and text distribution. It is at abvbarrelshop.com, right on the main page, so easy to find. Miss Beka Sue, how about you? Anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Yep.
Shh. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.